We start with the basics. We include the Tailwind CSS script here so we can style our toolbar and canvas quickly without writing a separate CSS file. We set up a dark mode theme using BG Slate and a 900 for the background and a lighter slate container for the app itself, centered on the screen. This is our main toolkit. We use a simple select drop-down to let the user switch between drawing modes like pencil, eraser, or shapes. Here we add the controls, a color picker, a slider for brush size, and buttons for our actions. We use Tailwind's ML Auto on the clear button to push it to the far right, keeping the layout clean. The star of the show, the canvas element. This provides the pixel grid where all our JavaScript drawing logic will happen. We set the cursor to the crosshair for better precision. In JavaScript, we grab our elements and set up our state variables. Painting tracks if the mouse is down, start X, Y remembers where a shape started, and history arrays help us implement undo or redo. Canvas resolution doesn't automatically match its CSS size. We have to manually set the internal width and height to match the element size, otherwise the drawing will look blurry or stretched. To save our progress, we take a snapshot of the canvas using todata URL, which converts the image to a text string, and push it onto our history stack. We limit it to 20 steps to save memory. When the user clicks down, we start painting. We record the starting position, offset X, offset Y, and save the previous state for undo. If it's a pencil, we immediately start a new path. As the mouse moves, if we are painting, we draw lines. For the eraser, we use a special mode called Destination Out, which effectively cuts transparent holes in the canvas instead of painting white on top. When the mouse is released, we stop painting. If we were using a shape tool, like rectangle or circle, this is the moment we actually calculate and draw the shape from the start X to the current mouse position. If the mouse leaves the canvas area, we force stop the painting to prevent glitches. For lines, we simply draw a path from the point where you clicked Start X to where you let go, E.offset X. Rectangles are easy, we calculate the width and height by subtracting the start coordinates from the end coordinates. To draw a circle, we need the radius. We use math.hypot, Pythagorean theorem, to find the distance between the start and end points. Then we draw a full 360-degree arc. The fill tool is triggered on a simple click. We convert the selected hex color to RGBA format and call our flood fill algorithm. This is the bucket fill logic. It uses a stack-based flood fill algorithm. It looks at the click pixel, checks its neighbors, and if they match the original color, changes them to the new color and adds their neighbors to the stack. It repeats until the area is filled. A helper to compare two pixels. It checks if the red, green, blue, and alpha channels are identical. This converts the hex color string, like #FF0000, into the RGBA array format that the canvas data uses. Undo works by taking the last saved image from the history stack and drawing it back onto the canvas. We move the current state to redo stack so we don't lose it entirely. Redo is the reverse, it pulls from the redo stack and puts the image back on the canvas, saving the state back into history. The clear button simply wipes the entire rectangle of the canvas clean. To download, we create a temporary link element. We set its ref to the canvas data, which is a base 64 image string, and programmatically click it to trigger the browser's download.